Welcome back to Ninja.Energy. Today we're going to go over two functions that were added for Excel 2019 and 365. These are MAXIFS and MINIFS. And really what you're trying to do here is find the maximum number from criteria and range that you are going through. Same with minimum number for each of those conditions that were being met. There are some really good uses for this, and I'm going to go through those. But how these are written is MAXIF or MINIFS, the range that you're going to be searching through to return on. So if you're wanting to return, let's say, the lowest score or the highest score from a list of agents based on whatever criteria, that score is going to be the column that you're going to be referencing there. Then you're going to put in your criteria. First, what is the range that you want to search through, and what is that criteria specifically that you're wanting to go through. So let me give you some examples. Alright, so let's say I'm going through this scorecard and I want to know for each of these tiers what is the minimum score and maximum score that we have here. In this case, for MINIFS, we're going to say MINIFS column N, which is where our score is being housed, if, or for the range, criteria range, column O is equal to the tier, which I have over here, 1. So in short, it's saying find the lowest score that tier 1 has and return that value back. MAXIFS is the same thing, but it's going to pull the maximum score instead of the minimum score for tier 1. And then of course you can pull it down and have tier 2 and tier 3. The reason why this is useful is when you're building out a report, and let's say we're wanting to talk to specifically managers or teams that are under the manager, right? You could say, well, under manager Brian, the Eagle team, their range is much tighter than, say, the Owl team, or vice versa, so that they know they need to work more on a given team because they have lower scores and they need to raise it. If you look at just your overall may have a huge range, but then you start drilling down into the manager, the team, supervisor, whatever you may be going into, you might find that some teams just are on the lower end, where other teams, their minimum score is not 82.6% for tier 1, maybe it's 95%. So your low-hanging fruit would not necessarily be that team. You should be focusing on another team that you want to actually work on improvements on. So keep that in mind. These are great for creating these ranges, drilling down into multiple criteria. So let's say I want to expand this to show, let's say, team. I could say, give me the range of the team, and in this case, let's just specify it's for the Owl team. So the Owl team here is at 86.9%, and their max is at 100%. But if I did the same thing on another team, it's likely to be a different range. So let's say I'm going to do a quick modification here. We have the Owl team, the Eagle team, and the Raven team. So instead of saying Owl, we're just going to reference this specific cell. Put that in there. And instead of here, like I said, let's reference this specific cell. So in this case, if you're looking at tier 1 for these groups, if you're wanting to work with a team, the Owl team has a very large spread. So you could work on the lower end of the Owl team. If you look at the Eagle team, they're right in the middle, 91 to 95%. But if you go down to Raven, you'll see that they're at 82.6%. Your low-hanging fruit from most area of opportunity for improvement will be the Raven team. If you can bring Raven team up, you will then inherently bring your overall score up for that department. Now if I change these to, let's say, tier 2, Raven team doesn't have anyone in tier 2, which is why it's kicking back 0%. But if you compare Owl team to Eagle team, again, same thing. Eagle team is the low-hanging fruit. You'd want to go after them and target them to make your improvements because of their range being so much lower than that of the Owl team. So play around with it, see what you can do. You'll be surprised on what all you can actually use this for, but feel free to leave any comments, questions, or concerns, and I'll try to get back to them, give you some content, give you some different viewpoints if needed. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe for additional content that we produce, try to do as frequently as possible. But as always, have a wonderful day.